Then the pandemic hit, everything shut down, plans shut down. I was left like, what am I gonna do?
We can make moves if you just trust and talk about it if you feeling it plush. She from the hood and she rolling the clutch. She do it good, ain't no way I can rush her. Talk about it.
Talk about it with Gatica. Look who I got. Oh, Ray Pearson is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Suave!
Thank you for coming by the studio.
Thank you.
Welcome to Studio Square Recordings. There's a lot to discuss. Ray Pearson has been doing his thing thizzle. Independent artist.
Yo.
That's what we're doing. That's what's up. I think now there are a lot more independent artists.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I feel like people are kind of not even really needing a label anymore.
No, I think that's a stroke of someone's ego when they need a major label. I get it. I understand, everybody. I still have that Shady Records itch if I have to go, if I ever want a major or Rough Riders, if I ever want a major signing. But other than that, it's, what they have over me is the success. They're going to upload my music the same way I'm going to upload it. And so, everything, you can find everything that a major is going to do for you, maybe even more. So, it is. I
mean, I'm trying to think, what the labels are offering artists now in this day and age. It's really just a little bit of a budget for marketing, I guess, right? That's really, the distribution of it is really what it is.
Yeah, but also, too, that money is not yours.
Right.
It's an advance for a reason.
Right.
You got to recoup that back.
And now you don't have that money,
Right.
It's like for every dollar you make, depending how you negotiate the terms, but let's say for every dollar you make, it could only be 20 cents is yours.
And look what Trinidad James went through.
A lot of artists are coming out and saying things like, yo, give me my money.
Mm-hmm. A lot of these artists that was on these freshman covers, why haven't they dropped? Now you see them ranting about wanting to be released from the labels. It's not what it's all cracked up to be. Now you want to go the independent route. Russ was independent, went to a major, figured out, he got the cheat code, and now he's back independent for a reason. There's no stab at anybody who wants to be on a major label, but really, what is it that they have besides the success? What is it that they have that you need, that you can't find on your own?
You could get a photographer, you could do your photo, you could get a stylist.
MTV, BT, VH1, they're barely playing music videos.
Right.
So all that $4,000, $5,000 budget music videos for what? You still got to worry about the PR and the marketing for the single. You got to do the radio campaign. You got to do your press run. What is it that you can't get on your own, and maybe for a little less?
Yeah. Why only make little bit on your return when it could be all of your return if you're the one doing all of the creativity behind it?
Get your LLC.
Talk about it. I love it when people know what we're talking about.
We're setting this on fire today.
That's it. Big things only. So I know you came here. We have an exciting project coming out. Drop the
Suave Ramon. Suave Ramon is on the project is complete. I'm not doing anything more for the project. Now here's the struggles of being my own everything, figuring out the release date, getting the video done. Because now too, if I have to do the video in Jersey, I have to find a videographer in Jersey. If I do it in New York, I got to find a videographer in New York. Because if I find one in one place and try to bring the other over, it's gonna cost even more.
Well, I could connect you with some peoples. We could talk about that, you know what I'm saying, a little later if you want. After this, I got some great video people over here. But that I do understand the struggle. That is it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. How have you been balancing all of it?
Still got to put the project out. The only positive side of the project is that it kind of I kind of hold off a little bit, because once festival season starts coming, that's when I want to bomb every Latin, Puerto Rican festival with the project. So it's hey, I'm not someone that's just going to come in here, with some, booty shaking music. No, that's not me. I've designed this entire project to showcase it for my people. And so that's the only positive side to it. And plus, I don't like it, but in industry terms, they give a project about 3 months before it becomes old.
So what would be like a relatable, give me an example of maybe something, kind of the sound of what it's like? Like, would you say?
Bodega Bams, Big Pun Terror Squad, the original Terror Squad, not the lean back Terror Squad. The Beat Nuts, Snow the Product.
Okay, that's some stuff that I like. I like these sounds. These sounds.
Into them vibes, my verse, getting into them vibes.
Okay. So you said that has already been released?
Haciéndolo is out.
Okay.
As far as the entire project, it's still waiting to breathe life.
Okay. Where can people stream the other project that you just Haciéndolo?
Haciéndolo right now is on all digital streaming platforms. Whatever your poison is, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, it's all out there.
I liked your cover art. It was very eye-catching. I like the way that it was presented. I like the videos that you had up. It was. I see the sounds that you've already spoken of, so I'm gonna ask you that typical who has inspired you.
My influences include Big Pun, Eminem. Those are number 1 and 2. Not in particular order. It just depends on the mood. Pun, Eminem, Cuban Link. My older brother, who was at one point making music, and Jay-Z.
Okay. So if you could have any feature, dead or alive, who would it be?
I would say Cuban Link. One he already knows. I've already met him on several occasions. I keep in contact with him. Chris Rivers, which was supposed to happen back when he was Baby Pun, and that was something that was supposed to be produced by the Heat Makers, something that happened years ago, and it just never happened for certain reasons. But yeah, I would say Cuban Link, Chris Rivers. How I designed my EP that I released on my most latest project. They have to listen to the song Capital Tactics to understand what I'm talking about.
What else? Tell me one thing about you that your followers didn't know about you until they watched my show today.
Wow. Wow. For those that, outside of those who know me personally, personally, I have a good sense of humor.
Okay.
I may, you may see me dropping the cypher verses or dropping a verse, and you see the aggressive part of me, but really, really, and sometimes I have a dark sense of humor.
Okay.
It's only some that understand me get it. So those is
What do you mean by dark?
I'll give you an example.
Elaborate.
So there was this time where my cousin had me do these gift cards, right? I do a certain amount of gift cards, and then at the end he sends me a box of brownies. So I was but I have to send the gift cards to 10 different people. So poking fun, I didn't know what to do. So
they're real legitimate gift cards?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was all right, bet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my face and post it on 2 different people's, I'm going to replace their face for mine, but there's a shorty in the picture.
Okay.
It was a joke. Mm-hmm. It was a joke. And that dark joke led to me and her not talking for a while. Because she thought it was creepy. I was like, you totally missed, because it also comes with a little paragraph.
Okay.
Totally missed the joke. And to her, she thought it was creepy. I thought it was funny.
It was just your face on her body.
No, not hers, but the 2 other people in the picture.
Okay.
It was supposed to be a joke, and
it went left.
Yeah, and it was just only some who understand me know, sometimes I have a dark sense of humor, but those who don't really know that well, it'll probably come off as creepy.
Okay.
I have a good sense of humor. Sometimes it can be dark, but it's all in good intentions.
And if you can't fucking laugh about it, then like, what are you really like?
It's
not that serious, bro.
Right. Some people live miserable. I don't like to waste energy on holding on to hate because it's draining. It takes a toll on you, and it just mentally, spiritually. If I can avoid it and just whatever.
Now, one thing we were gonna talk about a little bit, you know what I'm saying? The whole artist, promoter situations. I don't know. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's tap into it. Let's go.
Tap in. I mean, because as somebody who this is how I make money, right? Mm-hmm. Doing parties, getting people to a venue. I'm not getting paid unless I bring people to a venue. I am guilty of also tapping in with artists to be like, hey, if I'm giving you awareness on my platform, you got to pay to play, right?
Right.
But what is your take on it?
All right, so you said it. And before I even get into anything, I'm just going to put this out there. For those people who I've performed for, because I'm still cool with promoters. For those of you who I've performed for in the past, exclude yourself from this conversation, because and I know anytime I went on your platform, I was able to benefit from it as an artist. So take yourself out of this. I am not talking to you guys.
Okay. Disclaimer.
Right. Now, and the second disclaimer. There are a ton of artists who are unprofessional.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because I know when I get into this conversation with people, it's always, but the artists are unprofessional. Yo, I'm telling you, I agree. There are artists that are unprofessional. Now, you said it. There are artists that you've tapped in to raise awareness for. Could be a song, could be, hey, I got 12 minutes on the DJ set, but they're allowing me to grab the mic for about 5 minutes. So you might choose an artist to perform their latest single. Impressed the guys who ran Crave Cave. Normally they said they normally do like a rundown with whoever's renting the space. They ain't need to do a rundown because we had everything planned and we executed it flawlessly. Had the two performers. The only reason why I don't call them opening acts because I did for them what should be done for artists. I shake the hands of these different media people in the room. Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's for me, but I like you. Listen, you're going to be performing in front of media.
Yeah. And
how we did it was at the end of the EP, exactly how I wanted it to go. So that when they covered the event, they talked about me, and they also talked about the artists that I had performed.
So it was a good investment for you.
Yes.
Instead of these other situations where it's here's $500, you get a 30-second recap video, and you're one of 17 fucking artists that, no one has ever really...
Yeah, and then it's like, I had this one platform that hit me up about a showcase in Manhattan somewhere.
So I do see how sometimes you would have to pay for that, but I think in the showcases that I've been part of or seen, because there was people be be part of the showcase, and I'm like, I don't want to be in a room with 700 guys getting high and all hating on each other, because that's really what it is, the showcases, right?
Yep.
But I think it is part of an artist's development to still have to go through that, because you can't just skip that either.
No.
But I do see what you're saying, and me as someone who has been part of showcases and something that I want to continue and build my own vibe, because I know a lot of DJs do that. They all got in that band, the bandwagon of doing showcases. I want, let's say if I do have a submission, I like this conversation because it's a survey of what would make it a quality where it doesn't hurt to spend, let's say, $250 or $300, where it's actually worth your while. What would make that worth it for an artist? Would a fire recap video, the media platforms, the interviews. So, there has to be that conversation of yes, it should be a price, but where it's worth it to an artist and not just taking, people's money and being now, oh, well, we put our stamp on it, that should be enough for you. You're lucky to have the brand on it.
Because that's the thing, like, I have, like, you said it, like, I have nothing against showcases. What I have, my frustration with them is the artists walk out the building with absolutely nothing. Like, for me, what I'm saying is it has to change. Jumping over it because you see a certain artist performing and you want to be an opening act. Some of the best open mics, the vibes in the open mics surpass the type of vibes you think you're going to get in a showcase. So,
absolutely. I concur. Well, thank you so much for coming by today.
Thank you.
I know it's a little journey, but we made it here. I'm here every Saturday, 8 p.m., latinomix.com, and we're going to talk about it. Make sure you tap in with this guy and run up that music, you heard? Ray Pearson.
We can make moves if you just trust and talk about it if you feeling it. Plus, she from the hood and she rolling the clutch. She do it good, ain't no way I could rush her. Talk about it.